Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for being here today for this special announcement that we have. First of all, I'd like to welcome some of the dignitaries that we have in presence right now. State Representative Eddie Davichinsky, Wilkes-Barre Mayor Tom Layton, Wilkes-Barre Township Mayor Carl Curran, Wilkes-Barre Council President Mayor Yukonavich, and Wilkes-Barre Chamber of Commerce Executive Vice President Donna Cedor. I would also like to welcome the board members that are present. I know Donna is here, and Dave, if you would join me up here on the podium, I'd appreciate it. Come on, we won't fight you, I'm sure. As most of you know, this arena was built approximately 12 years ago, and it was built on a dream. And since that time at the venue, we've had very many monumental events. And today is another one of those. Some of the events that have occurred over the years, such as being home to an AHL affiliate, as we all know, the Wilkes-Barre Penguins, affiliate of the Pittsburgh Penguins. We also have hosted legendary artists such as Elton John, AC/DC, numerous concerts, family shows, trade events, and local commencements for the high schools and colleges. Today we're excited to welcome a new member to the arena family, the North American Lacrosse League. It's an exciting time for not only the authority, but for the community and for the residents of this valley. At this time, I would like now to welcome to the podium Phil Evans, who is the Commissioner of the North American Lacrosse League. Phil.
Thanks, Pat. Thank you all for being here today. It's a big day for us at the North American Lacrosse League, and we hope it's a big day for Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Hazleton, and the surrounding communities as well. A little over 3 weeks ago, I was in New York City with a number of the gentlemen seated to my right to announce the formation of the North American Lacrosse League, which is a professional lacrosse league that will begin play in January of 2012 with no fewer than 6 teams. There I noted that the timing was right for launching a new professional indoor lacrosse team, primarily because lacrosse is the fastest growing sport in the country, and yet the best lacrosse players in the country are not playing indoor professional lacrosse. Guys who are graduating from schools like Syracuse, Princeton, Maryland, Duke, Hopkins, Virginia, schools like Bucknell, Drexel, Villanova. These guys are not getting an opportunity to play professional indoor lacrosse, and there's where we saw an opportunity. The opportunity to operate a league with the best players in the sport, the opportunity to bring these players and what is an incredibly exciting, fun, fast-paced event night after night to communities like Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, and to do so pursuant to a business model where we're not going to have to charge major league ticket prices. Major league talent, but not major league ticket prices. To take advantage of this opportunity, though, to really make this league work, we need strong ownership groups, we need supportive markets, and we need great arenas. And I'm pleased to say that we found that perfect storm right here in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. And as a result, I'm pleased to announce, although I didn't get that drum roll Jim promised me, that a group consisting of Jim Jennings, Tom Cataldo, Joe DeLuca, Aaron Musselman, Dr. Jack Manzella, Ron Costello, and Chip Santee have been awarded a North American Lacrosse League team to be based out of Wilkes-Barre and play their home games here in the Mohegan Sun Arena. Congratulations, guys. I'd next like to introduce members of the ownership group who are here with us today. A number of them I have not known very long, just met relatively recently, but our next speaker is a gentleman I've known for more than 10 years. He's the former commissioner of the National Lacrosse League, a professional indoor lacrosse league that under his watch grew from 6 teams in the Northeast region alone to 12 teams spread throughout the US and Canada. He led that league's efforts to increase exposure by getting their games aired on national television as well as internationally. He also helped secure sponsorships with blue chip companies like Reebok, Molson, and Edge Shaving Gel, as well as the United States Navy. More importantly, for your purposes, he knows how to run a sports team successfully. And in fact, he's even run a successful sports team here in the great state of Pennsylvania. He's perhaps more qualified than anyone in the country to bring a professional indoor lacrosse team to the Wilkes-Barre Scranton area, and to ensure that people in this community are able to enjoy an affordable, great night of entertainment at least 8 nights a year. In fact, he told me before the conference that he was going to have 8 parties and hope a lacrosse game broke out. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming to the podium Wilkes-Barre Scranton's North American Lacrosse League team owner and team president, Mr. Jim Jennings.
Thank you, Phil. Before I just say a few words and introduce some of my staff today and kind of give you some information on the team, I think the first order of business is Mr. Pat Connor in here would like to sign the lease, and we're signing a 5-year lease here at the Mohegan Sun Arena. So I'd like to invite Pat up and have us sign it. Thank you, Pat. I'd also like to thank Pat, of course, and Rebecca Bonavere, who's the arena manager here, worked very hard with our group to get this agreement done and get it here on time. And we're thrilled to be here, and we're thrilled to be part of this community. I'd like to just introduce some people that you'll probably start seeing around here in the community, and some of the staff that we've already hired to operate the professional lacrosse team here. First, I'd like to introduce Joe Pylon, who's in the back there with his young son. He's our general manager. We have Andrew Jennings, who happens to be my son here in front. We have Larry Holmes Jr., who's our director of corporate sales. We have Stephanie Vanderwall, who's our director of public relations in the back. Adrian DeLuca, who's our season ticket sales manager in the back. And we have Kelly Sintek, who's going to be handling Wilkes-Barre and Hazleton for us for season tickets. As I said earlier, we're excited to be here. I think you're going to find out that indoor lacrosse is a different game. It's fast, exciting. I think we're going to introduce a lot of people to lacrosse in the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, Hazleton area, not only as fans of the game, but also introduce the youth. We have a partnership with US Lacrosse that we're very excited about, that we're going to be introducing lacrosse into the schools here, and we've done that in other markets that we've been in, and we're very excited to grow the game here on a youth level, high school level, and eventually a college level. So we're going to be very active in the community. We're going to be very active with the youth. I think come the beginning of February, when we start playing games here, I think you'll see a product that you'll see the best US lacrosse players in the country here. So we're very excited about that. I'd also like to mention that our website is now live. It's wpslacrosse.com, and it will be changed over once we pick a team name. But season tickets are now on sale, starting at $112. So I'd like to thank Pat Connor, the rest of the board members, the mayors that are here today, Donna Seedorf from the the chamber, everybody that came out today, and we have a lot of people to hear from. So I'd just like to thank you. Thank you.
Our next speaker is a New Jersey native who was graduated from Seton Hall University and the New England School of Law. He served as a public defender in Essex County, New Jersey, and was a partner in the law firm of Giordano and Cataldo from 1993 to 97. Since 1997, he's been a solo practitioner in Morris Plains, New Jersey. He's married with 2 kids and has been a head and assistant coach for his daughter's softball teams. He's only a late convert to the sport of lacrosse. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Cataldo.
Good afternoon. My name is Tom Cataldo, and I'm an attorney from Morris County, New Jersey. And I just want to take this opportunity, first of all, to thank Phil for being the commissioner of our league. And I also would like to give my appreciation to having a great, fantastic group of partners, a great commissioner. And I also want to give special thanks to Jim Jennings for giving me this opportunity, not only to be part of this league, but more importantly, to be brought in at this early stage, at the inception of the league, the birth of the league, because I'm confident that this league is going to explode. And there's going to be great opportunities given to the American players that have not had the opportunity in the past. So I'm proud to be able to say that I will be part of it from the beginning. Because like I said, this league is going to be very popular, it's going to explode, and I feel like we're going to have a lot of good opportunities for players. Thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Our next speaker founded and remains a partner in Thrasher Associates, a New York-based integrity risk management firm. He's a longtime friend of Jim's and has followed his career closely for more than 20 years. Prior to forming Thrasher and Associates, he was Deputy Inspector General of the New York School Construction Authority, and before that he served with the New York State Attorney General's Office Organized Crime Task Force. His firm has served as an overseer for the reconstruction of the World Trade Center buildings after the 9/11 attack, and is currently serving the Port Authority as it rebuilds the WTC Transportation Hub, the NS-11 Memorial, and other projects. Some of Thrasher's premier assignments include the rebuilding of the United Nations, the transformation of Madison Square Garden, new Yankee Stadium, and the Time Warner Columbus Circle program. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome team owner Joe DeLuca.
Good afternoon. It's a great honor to be here today for a lot of different reasons. I'd like to thank Phil Evans, Commissioner, my good friend and long-term friend, Jim Jennings, my co-owners and colleagues for joining with us here today to celebrate this event. And it's an honor to participate in the franchise and to be part of it, as Tom said, at this early stage. Most importantly, beyond just us, this is a community event where we're going to be able to share not only the fun, the sport, but also raising the level of awareness of the sport itself and getting the participation of high school kids more involved in a sport that will grow and continues to grow. I've had the opportunity to work with Jim Jennings, not work with him, but watch him actually rise from 25 years ago when he got involved in the sports arena, sports events. And he has turned visions into reality. And I'm certain he will do that with this franchise as well. I'm honored to be part of it, and more importantly, anxious to watch it grow. At the end of the day, because of his passion, commitment, and determination, he will make this into a success, not only for the owners, but for the community, the business community, and most importantly, the fans that are out there. So I look forward to this opportunity and look for your support in the coming years, and happy to be part of it. Thank you.
Our next speaker grew up in Lehigh Valley and went to school at Northern Lehigh Senior High School, where he lettered in football, basketball, and track. He majored in biobehavioral health at Penn State University, where he solidified his love for football by getting cut from the walk-on roster at Penn State University twice. I guess Joe Paterno's loss is our gain. He took a position, began his professional career with Phoenix Hudson Corporation as a major account representative in their therapy division. He spent the next 14 years in sales and operations management in various healthcare firms, ranging from therapy services to nursing, temporary staffing, to finally helping to save a failing franchise of Odyssey Hospice. Now known as Arcadia Hospice, the business is the largest independently owned and operated hospice in Lehigh Valley. He also serves as president of a nurse practitioner company that provides medical house calls to folks who are unable to get to a doctor's office. He maintains his interest in sports by serving as vice president of the Northwestern Youth Athletic Association, a position he's held for the past 2 years. He also serves the U13 community as a coach in football, basketball, baseball, or whatever other sports his 8-year-old son or 10-year-old daughter want to play. We're hoping they get a lacrosse stick soon. Please join me in welcoming team owner Aaron Musselman.
I'm still trying to forget the Penn State thing, but Phil had to remind me. Thank you very much for the opportunity to come here and talk to you today. I'm very, very excited about being here. And after getting over the initial frustration of my 8-year-old son realizing that the arena wasn't going to be built in our backyard and he wasn't going to be able to have his friends over to become professional lacrosse players, I explained to him that he's going to get to take part in something really special. One of my lifelong dreams has been to be an owner in this franchise, and I get to fulfill this at a very young age, and I'm very thankful for that opportunity, and I hope going forward that I can give the same opportunity to some local kids in the area. One of the big things that I do is, aside from coaching every sport, every second of every week, is I try to help kids understand that sports lead you to other things in life, and the things that you put into it are the things that you get out of it later in other areas. And the big pride piece for me is how much this organization is going to help the youth in this area. And it's a big piece of helping out, reach out to all the high schools, all the youth organizations, and for those of you that don't have lacrosse, like in my area, Northwestern doesn't have it, we're going to be a big part in hopefully helping you start that in your area, or at least get connected with the right folks that can help you do that. So with that, I just want to say thank you. I'm really excited. One thing I can guarantee you about this organization and this group of owners for sure is if you get nothing else, you're getting a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and a lot of fun, and a nice, safe family environment where families can come and take their kids to a nice event and say they left it better than when they came. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Our next speaker has been managing partner of A.J. Santee and Company, an accounting and management consulting firm in Somerville, New Jersey since 1977. He's a certified fraud examiner, a licensed public accountant in the state of New Jersey, and an enrolled agent before the IRS. So if anybody has any tax issues, he's the guy to see. More importantly to me, he served as a National Lacrosse League team president and CEO for 4 years, and also served as an accounting and financial consultant to the National Lacrosse League. So he brings a wealth of experience to this team and to the North American Lacrosse League. He also currently serves as the North American Lacrosse League's Chief Financial Officer. Please join me in welcoming Chip Santee.
Thank you, Phil. Well, it's a beautiful day. It's a Friday. I think it's a great day for lacrosse in the Wilkes-Barre area. And I want to thank you all for coming out. We appreciate the effort and the show of support. And I we're cutting into the mayor's golf game, so we really appreciate him being here. I guess I can repeat what all the other owners said, so I won't, because you've heard it once. But we intend to help grow the sport of lacrosse in this area, and I think once people come and see this game, and see the excitement, see the action, they're going to keep coming back. And as Phil mentioned, I spent many years in the NLL. I traveled around to many arenas throughout the country, and I have a good feeling about this arena in this area. I think that you're going to like what you see, and I think you're going to keep coming back. And we look forward to a relationship here in Wilkes-Barre.
For our next speaker, I've got nothing. I'm sure you all know him very well, and now that I know he's a golfer as well, he's one of my new favorite people here in Wilkes-Barre. Please join me in welcoming the mayor of Wilkes-Barre, Thomas Layton.
That was a secret. You should have let my secret out. I told Chip I'd be on the 14th hole right now instead of being here, but when I was told it was Friday at 2 o'clock, I canceled that plan because I realized how important it is to this area. Good afternoon. On behalf of the city of Wilkes-Barre, I'd like to welcome the North American Lacrosse League, Commissioner Phil Evans, and the ownership group, headed by Jim Jennings, to this area. In the greater Wilkes-Barre area, there's a great tradition of athletic organizations taking root in this community, including arena football, minor league baseball, hockey, and other events taking place here in this fabulous facility. Today, we had another great sport to this list, lacrosse. This popular sport will attract more people to the area who otherwise may not have visited the city of Wilkes-Barre, potentially creating more economic benefits for our area restaurants, hotels, and retail merchants. This lacrosse franchise will be able to tap into a growing lacrosse market in the area, from youth leagues to high school and into college. A successful lacrosse franchise here could also lead to college lacrosse players relocating to this area, giving it a new lifeblood. This is an important venture for both the team and our community. I have every confidence that this new team will thrive in this area, just as the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins and the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees have done. I wish all of you best of luck and welcome to this area. Thank you.
Our next speaker is another one of my new favorite people. I think you all know him well as well. The mayor of Wilkes-Barre Township, Carl Curran.
You have to excuse me, I had 2 knees replaced and I have to walk slow. As mayor of Wilkes-Barre Township, I'd like to welcome Jim Jennings and the lacrosse team to Wilkes-Barre Township and the Wyoming Valley area. We are glad to have another sporting event in the area. We do not know much about lacrosse, but years ago we didn't know anything about hockey, and everybody knows how that turned out. So I hope the best of luck for Jim and his group, and I welcome him to Wilkes-Barre Township, and the best of luck. Thank you.
Fortunately, I have very little for our next speaker as well. I just met him a few minutes ago. All I can tell you is that his grandson, a 4th grader, is now playing lacrosse, so we've got a convert to the group. Your state representative, Eddie Pashinsky.
Thank you very much, Phil. I'm glad that I'm one of your special friends, too. Nice. And Mayor, how do you get out to play golf on Friday? Oh, you work Saturday and Sunday. I want to make sure that's part of the record, because he and I always talk about all the different things we have to do, and very rarely do we get a chance to get out. First of all, I'd like to welcome all of the folks here from out of town to one of the greatest sports areas in the entire country. Northeastern Pennsylvania, a wonderful place to raise a family, wonderful place to live, and definitely the greatest sports fans. It is my sincere pleasure to welcome you and to offer you my support both on a state level as well as the local. And I'm hoping that my grandson Brian will get a chance to meet the team owners and the players and get a chance to throw out a ball every now and then. This is an exciting day. As Mayor Kern pointed out, and Mayor Layton, we've enhanced the quality of life here in northeastern Pennsylvania. This particular building has played a major role in the economic development as well as improving the quality of life here. We look forward to the Lacrosse League coming here, and we ask all the people to embrace it just as they have with hockey. If that happens, we've got another major winner. Welcome to northeastern Pennsylvania. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Eddie. The latest and last of my new favorite friends, a young lady I met just before the press conference, but who's promised me that she's going to get every member of the chamber out for opening night game here, so I really appreciate that. Executive Vice President of Chamber of Commerce Division, Donna Seedor.
Thank you. We'll get right on that. Actually, Jeannie Kyle from my office will get right on that. She's one of the greatest fans of sports in this area, so she'll help you out. Thank you, Jean. Now, Chip mentioned the wonderful weather outside, and that's a Friday, and some would say that this is a Chamber of Commerce Day, and while we certainly love it when the weather is wonderful like this because it showcases this great community, it's also a Chamber of Commerce Day because of the fact of this investment in our community. What's happening today makes our area a better place to live, work, and do business. We really appreciate all the excitement that's happening here today on behalf of the team owners in the league in bringing this new team here. It's a wonderful opportunity for our community, and we thank you so much for this. I assure you, you're going to get a great fan base. We have some of the best fans around, and I also will tell you that you have some great partners. On behalf of the Chamber of Commerce Board, I'd like to say we're always here to help you and to work with you and this new team to make it an even better and more exciting opportunity for you. I'd also like to thank the Arena Authority and Becky Bonavere and the management here. The Chamber has been proud to have been part of the arena when it was just a concept, which is built on a dream. And we're so happy to be here each and every day to see that something new and exciting is happening each and every year, making it even bigger and better. You've heard from our elected officials who are great partners in this effort, particularly our host community, Wilkes-Barre Township, Mayor Layton for the city of Wilkes-Barre, and also all of our legislators. They're part of the whole team that make this place a great place to work and do business and to live and raise a family. We appreciate your investments in this community. We welcome you here, and we're so thrilled for all the excitement and energy you're bringing. We can't wait to get to that first lacrosse game. Congratulations.
I also want to echo the thanks to the Arena Authority members and Becky as well, and the folks here at SMG. We're very appreciative of the support that they've shown, and we're really looking forward to getting started in January 2012. That concludes the speaking portion of today's press conference. We'd love to open it up for any questions that anybody may have of either any of the owners, the dignitaries, myself. I know there's some people on the phone as well. We'll make ourselves available afterwards as well for one-on-ones. But does anybody have any questions that they'd like to ask? Anyone on the phone? We get that. Well, we're announcing our founding teams that will all begin play in 2012 over the next six or 7 weeks. We have not yet revealed, for obvious reasons, what markets we'll be starting in, but we're certainly looking, as I said before, for strong ownership groups and supportive markets with great arenas. And so any and all areas that fit that bill, we're going to take a serious look at. And supportive markets and good arenas. Anyone else here or on the phone?
The players, is that going to be a draft evaluation process? How are you players?
Yeah, the question was, is there going to be a draft or a player evaluation process? We're in the process right now of finalizing our entry rules. We're forming a competition committee amongst the 6 teams and making those decisions probably over the next 30 to 60 days, but there will likely be a college entry draft. We'll also likely have a national combine for the first year to help us get started, and then we'll allow the local teams to host their own combines as well. Anyone else?
Why come the Wilkes-Barre? There's not a lot of history for us around here. What have you done?
Well, you know, interestingly enough, whether there's a strong history of lacrosse really plays a very limited role in whether a team can be successful. And I think Jim probably could speak to that even better than I, using Denver as the primary example. I mean, you know, we'll keep it in this room, but we're not going to market necessarily to the lacrosse community. We're hopeful the lacrosse community is going to come anyway. We're going to market to, in this market, we'll be heavy in the 18 to 34-year-old demographic. We'll try to make this a fun night at the arena. A lot of fun that even if you're not a lacrosse fan, for example, you'll have a great time. And you can bring your girlfriend or your boyfriend or your parents or your business associates, and you're just going to have a great time at the arena. I mean, this is a beautiful facility. People love coming here. And we know with indoor lacrosse, we've got a great entertainment option. And so we're just going to have to do a little bit of educating the community in terms of what we have, but we think that once we've got it up and going, it's going to take off. Jim, you want to add anything? Becky.
Will any of the players be local?
We would love players to be local, you know, for obvious reasons. I know Jim and or any of the other others may want to speak a little bit more to this as well, but our business model is as a league is conditioned upon our teams being successful. And for our teams to be successful, it's got to resonate in the local markets. And so if we've got a guy who grew up here and then went on to play at Syracuse or Hopkins or something and wants to come home, he's going to be at the top of our list. The balance that we're going to have to strike is making sure that we are giving the opportunity to the best lacrosse players in the country. The good news is a lot of those are up here in the Northeast anyway, against the object of providing a great night of entertainment as well. So absolutely, we're going to be trying to make that a priority so that it resonates with our folks here in Wilkes-Barre Scranton.
Yes, this would be for the owners. What's the timeline on getting a team name and where you guys are?
Anyone else? Well, I know we ran over a little bit. Thank you again to our host, and we'll make ourselves all make ourselves available to anyone after the press conference for individual questions. Or
we have your name, sir?
Phil Evans.
All right, and your role with the league is?
I'm the commissioner of the North American Lacrosse League.
Great. What attracted the league? Can you tell us a little bit to Wilkes-Barre? What makes it an attractive place to start a franchise, build a team, and get the community involved?
Well, Jim Jennings, the lead owner, was very high on Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and it's the primary reason we introduced it as the first team in the North American Lacrosse League. I mean, Jim was the commissioner of the National Lacrosse League for 8 years, and I said 9 years. As I said earlier, he grew it from 6 teams to 12 teams across the country in Canada. I mean, he knows what markets work for indoor lacrosse, and this is a community that's been very supportive, obviously, of their sports, in particular of the Penguins. I mean, what they've done in terms of filling this arena year in and year out, even in some very tough economic times, really played a role in our decision to come to Wilkes-Barre. We know that if we deliver high-quality entertainment night after night, as I said earlier, a little bit of a party atmosphere, loud, fun, exciting, and then have a lacrosse game breakout, people will be introduced to the sport. People who don't know a whole lot about it will become fans of the sport because it's such a great sport.
How much longer before we know some of the other teams in the other markets? Are there any timetable for announcing teams and also schedules maybe in the near future? Is there any timetable that you guys have?
We hope to have all 6 of the founding teams announced by July 4th at the latest. So we're going to be doing these at a clip of about, on average, 1 a week. We're still working out the exact schedule. As to the schedule for the regular season games, we're going to be starting the third week in January. We're going to run a 14-game schedule, 6 home games, 6 away games, regular season schedule, and then 2 friendly, what we call friendlies. We're hoping to bring in groups like Team Ireland, Team USA. So there won't be exhibition games before the season. We'll work them in as scheduling permits, but I think there'll be opponents that everybody will have a lot of fun watching.
Like a soccer friendly, basically,
exactly,
like your national soccer friendly.
Same concept.
Okay, great. Any other hints on where some of the other teams may be? I know this is the first one, but anything else that you're looking at you can say publicly, or is that?
Well, obviously lacrosse there's a hotbed in the Northeast. We're going to probably start with teams on the East Coast. We're very cost focused, so we want to make sure that we can keep our costs down, so we don't have to pass on ridiculous ticket prices, for example, to the folks in Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. So if we can keep our teams relatively close, we reduce travel costs. The Northeast is where a lot of players live and work.
Sure.
It makes it easier, so you're not having to fly home team players in like they've done in the National Lacrosse League. So I would look to say and look to see that we'll have teams mostly on the East Coast to begin with.
Very good.